Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Neo. Today we are working on a client. These are going to be some fun, bright nails. We're encapsulating flowers and glitter and sparkly flakes. It's just something that I was excited to try on her. It ended up that it was her favorite color, so that was really fun. But I'm totally wanting to get into brighter, more springtime, summertime nails. So that's what's happening here. I'm just starting off with pushing her cuticles back. Then I am going in with my diamond skiver bit and we are just cleaning up the skin around her cuticle area and scraping off any cuticle that is on her nail plate. I'm doing my best to take my time and not hurt her in this case. My e-file is at a fairly low speed when I'm doing this. It's a diamond bit, so it's safe to use on that natural nail. And yeah, we're basically just prepping. She did come in with a set and it was on pretty well. One finger broke the day before. I think she was at the gym and just happened to injure her finger, but for the most part there was minimal lifting. I will link a video in the cards to show the previous set that she did have. It was that really cool 3D French set that we did with the blue. It glowed in the dark. We had charms in it. It was just a whole lot going on in that set, so that was really fun. But we're going in the complete opposite direction with this set. We're going bright, we're going soft, and we're going super fun with the flowers and the glitter. So after going in with this diamond bit, I am going to use a fine sanding band on my mandrel bit, and we're just going to buff these nails off. We actually went and soaked off completely her nails. They were in really gorgeous shape, so I'm just going in and filing them down just to smooth them out and get them ready for a new set. So I'm trying out some new tips on her today. These are some clear coffin tips that I'm trying out on her. I saw Nail Tech D, the nail slayer, I love her so much, on YouTube recommending these, so I figured I'd give them a shot. They ended up giving a really gorgeous shape. Normally I would use a stiletto tip and just clip down, but these are a coffin tip, so if you're someone who enjoys a long coffin without the stiletto, then this is a great option. It is also very straight. Sometimes with that stiletto tip, it has a slight ballerina kind of curve on the side that you do have to file down, but we just wanted to give this a try. It is also a thicker tip. Most of the time that plastic is a thinner, very thin plastic. This has a half well as well, so I'm not placing the tip down all the way to the half well. I'm just placing the very tip of it on her free edge, and it worked out that way. Also, just keep in mind, if your client has crooked fingers like mine does, I love her so much and I love her hands, but she does have a few wobbly fingers. You want to make sure to apply the tips while looking at the knuckles of the finger, not the fingertip where the free edge is going. Otherwise, you're going to get some wobbly nails as well. You're going to see that where I placed the tips, they ended up being straight, even though some of the fingers might dip a little bit to the side. So if you look at her middle finger, it's going to the bottom left of the screen, but the tip I placed going a little bit more to the bottom right, following the knuckles, and that's how you make sure that your tips are straight. Also, don't forget to flip the client's hand basically to have the palm facing their face so that you can see what it looks like at their view as well. Sometimes when you're looking at it from our view at the table, you know, it looks a certain way, and then when they go home and hold their hands to themselves, it looks a different way. So just changing the view of the hand is also helpful, just to make sure that in the beginning stages when things are still fixable, you can replace a tip, take it off, you know, put it back in a different position after, rather than like after completing an entire set and then realizing that like one of the fingers is going horizontal, you know? So I'm just going in with a medium grit hand file, and I'm just going to smooth the transition from the nail and just make sure that that free edge is nice and horizontal like we like it. I'm giving her a quick blend with the same sanding band really lightly, and as you can see, I'm not doing this over her natural nail. I am just using it along the edge of that smile line of that tip. We want a nice blend. I'm not filing it down too much though, because I am going to apply a bead of clear acrylic, but I am just trying to give myself a little bit of prep in this case. Now it's time for prep. It is the same in every video. I'm going in with the Mia Secret Dehydrator, a coat of the Mia Secret Extra Bond Primer, and then a thin coat of the Young Nails Protein Bond. I try to just make sure that I keep that protein bond around the cuticle area. That's where I worry about the most lifting, and it works for me in that case. And like I say to my clients all the time, now it's time for the fun stuff. Like the prep is cool and the removal of the sets are like a little bit boring, but anytime we get to this part, I'm always like, let's get to the fun stuff, and they always get a little bit excited. So as you can see, I am just using some clear acrylic. I'm using my normal Young Nails Core Clear and a little bit of the Mia Secret monomer. But as you can see to the right of the table, the fun colors that we've got going on, we've got some gold and pink kind of corally kind of colors and glitters and foils. It's gonna be fun. So what I'm doing is going in with a clear acrylic, and I am basically giving the client a base of adhesion with this acrylic on the natural nail and down the length of the tip. Actually, I just started doing that, going down the length of the tip. I'm just making sure to be careful with the application around that cuticle and sidewall area, not to flood. If you do, no biggie, you can just swipe it away with the tip of your brush. But what this does is it helps, one, to smooth out that free edge that I possibly may not have blended. If you're someone who doesn't like to blend your tips, then this is helpful. You can apply it so that you have a smooth base to apply any of your colored acrylics. Two, it helps because clear acrylic has the best adhesion. It also helps to protect your client's natural nail, so when they come in for a redesign and you're filing off, you can see where that color ends and you have that clear acrylic base. You do not have to file down to the natural nail, potentially damaging their nails. You just backfill with that clear and then redesign. So we are going in with this really gorgeous color. This is mostly Mia Secret colors. This is from their Punch Drunk collection, I believe it's what it's called. Everything will be linked down below as usual. And this color is called Pina Colada. It's a really gorgeous kind of like sun yellow, and these colors came in the same collection. I think it's like 6 or 7 colors. And I already have an idea of what I want to do for her. She said she was going on vacation, and it actually includes the other kinds of colors in the set, so I'm so excited about that. But they all have a slight shimmer to them. They're really soft, and I'm using the sun yellow, which I think is called Pina Colada, and the kind of corally pink color. We are ombreing, as you can see, and that pink color is called Guaba. It's really pretty. After that, I'm going in with some of these plastic kind of shimmery flakes, ether flakes, that I got from a mystery haul box from Young Nails over the holiday break from Thanksgiving, and some ether flakes from iGel Beauty in pink. So we're using yellow flakes. They're like chunky plastic pieces, and then kind of like iridescent flat ether flakes from iGel Beauty in pink, and then I've got some really shiny gold foil that I have from the two guys. So it's just a lot of sparkle happening on this nail. I will also be ombreing a nude base color around the cuticle area into those two ombre colors called Creme de la Creme from Sugar and Cream. It is a really gorgeous color and she loved it. I love it against her skin tone as well, and it just gave us a nice soft ombre so that we can just base that you know, those bright colors down a bit. But that's basically what I'm doing. I am trying to focus the glittery, shiny, plasticky flake pieces in kind of like a swirly diagonal from one side of the nail to the tip on the other side. Yeah, it's just going to be really fun. I'm doing the same thing on the pinky, the middle finger, and the thumb. We're going to do something fun on the pointer and ring finger. On this ring finger, we are starting with that nude color from Sugar and Cream. It's a gorgeous nail plate nude for her. And I'm placing that cuticle bead right away. I'm going to be ombreing it down over the free edge. So all I'm doing here is basically covering that free edge and blending it down so that we don't see her natural nail. As you can see, we have a clear tip. Then I'm going to be adding the glitter pieces, the same mylar kind of flaky yellow pieces, the shimmery iridescent pink ether flakes, the gold foil, and we're going to be encapsulating some flowers. So off camera, what I did was choose some yellow and kind of corally pink flowers, and I placed them in water. And I learned this lesson from a previous video that I did on myself where I encapsulated some really gorgeous rose red kind of pieces for Valentine's Day. I will link that video in the cards because it was a really gorgeous set that I did on myself, so check that out please. And when I was doing that set, I noticed that the dried flowers were so dry that they were basically crunchy dry, and applying them was so difficult to the nail because you know your nail naturally curves in some places. You might want the flower to sit a type of way. So one thing that I considered was placing my flowers in water before trying to work with them, and that's what I did. As you can see, I have my little container with just some water, and I just placed those flowers in there before I started, and it helped 100%. So I definitely suggest this if you are someone who is trying to work with dried flowers. Just stick them in water for like 2 to 3 minutes before you start working with them, and they just soften up really nicely. They're not crispy where you're losing petals because you're trying to get them to stick with acrylic. They just kind of lay around the nail like you want them to. You don't have to use plastic or not foil, but like plastic wrap either. It was really amazing. As you can see, the flowers are just kind of like laying on the nail, but I'm placing over that clear tip 3 flowers. We have a bundle of like yellow flowers. I'm placing a pink one and then a yellow kind of like daisy kind of flower around the tip, and I'm using it in the same kind of diagonal pattern that we did with the glitter on the pinky. So after placing all of that, I'm just going to use some of that mylar pieces, the glitter, the plastic flakes, and the gold foil around everything just to tie in everything and keeping that nude around the cuticle kind of clean and solid. But basically it's just going to be filled with flowers and glitter and shimmer, and it came out so gorgeous. For the rest of the design, I'm basically going to do the same thing. Like I mentioned, the pinky is going to be the same on the middle finger and thumb, and then we're going to do another flower nail on the pointer finger with the nude around the cuticle, and then glass tip with the flowers and glitter. After working so hard to get this design, we have to protect it. So I'm going to be clear capping all of the nails. Time to clear cap. And I'm using my Young Nails Core Clear. I am just making sure to use wetter beads than normal, just because I'm encapsulating bigger, chunkier pieces that may not lay flat on the nail. A lot of those gold, yellow, icy flakes are not flat to the nail, so I'm making sure to push that acrylic in and around all of those pieces. You don't want like air pockets in your nail. It'll, you know, mess up the structure of your nail potentially. So as you can see, I'm working that acrylic down into those pieces, just making sure that it's fully encapsulated. I don't know what we were talking about here, but I am just going to be doing my best to get good what are we doing? I don't know what we were talking about. Oh, I think we were watching something on Netflix, and Netflix did the thing where it was like, are you watching? So I had to like tell Netflix, yes, we were watching the show. But yes, I am just clear capping all of her nails, focusing on getting everything nice and encapsulated and making sure that we build up a beautiful structure so that the length of nail, because these are, you know, fairly long, is safe for her so that she can work and do everything she needs to do without the potential of them breaking. After my clear cap, I am going in with my 5-in-1 fine carbide bit, and I'm using it at a medium speed, and I am just going to be smoothing out the surface of the nail, debulking where necessary, cleaning up that cuticle and sidewall area in case I might have flooded any of that area. We do not want the product on the skin because that will cause lifting. And as you can see, occasionally I'll slide my thumb down the length of the nail, especially in cases where we're encapsulating chunkier pieces like the flowers and the ether flakes. Because they are chunky, you might feel ridges of them coming up through that clear acrylic layer. So I am just smoothing it out with this carbide bit. I wanted to go in with something that had a little bit more grit to it, just in case I had to file down some of the pieces, and I did. Also, I'm pushing the apex to where I want it to be. I do not want it in the back of the nail. We want it moving more towards the free edge so that we can support that length that we have on these tips. But that's basically what I'm doing. Smoothing out the surface of the nail, cleaning the sidewalls as you can see there, making sure that the product is not touching the skin and the cuticle area, and then just making sure that the apex is in the right area. After e-filing, I'm going in with my hand file, and we're just going to maintain that shape. I don't know why, but I feel like the pinky is my favorite nail on every hand. I just feel like the shape always comes out what are we talking about? Who knows? Comes out perfectly nice and crisp, and this one did not disappoint. So I'm cleaning the sidewalls, making sure we get that nice tapered square shape that we both love, and I'm going in that up and down manner that I like to get a nice sharp free edge. I'm going to do this to all of the nails, and then we will move on to the next step. After filing, I did go in with a buffing block. I don't think I have it on camera, but I had her wash her hands, and I'm gonna go spray her down with some swipe and use a manicure brush to kind of clean up the nails, make sure that there's no oil and or debris sitting around the cuticle area and on the surface of the nail. This I like to do, it just helps. It's really quick, and I'd make sure that I clean the nail like I want it to. So I said to her, you know, these nails are pretty busy, but I feel like we need to add a tiny bit of bling. And she was just kind of like, girl, go ahead. So I was really excited, and I did add just a tiny bit of bling. I don't know why, but I've been really loving just the one stone around the cuticle. I've been doing it in a few videos now. I will link all of those videos right now. Check them all out. Please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I do see that a lot of people are watching, but I also see that you are not subscribing, so please subscribe. But I'm using my Zule bling adhesive. As you can see, I was kind of like, I don't want to put too much on here. So we are adding a single really small rhinestone at the cuticle area on all of the nails except for the pointer finger, because it has a little less going on. I know it's a lot going on, but it had less than the rest of the nails. I am going to be adding a gold hoop ring. I do use these a lot. I really love them. I love how they base your rhinestone designs, and then 2 or 3 really tiny rhinestones. Last thing to do is just to glossy top coat these nails. There's no question I had to go glossy just so that we can get the full effect, especially on those clear tips With the flowers, I'm going to be applying a glossy top coat on the top and bottoms of those nails just so that we can see all the way through and get that really beautiful glass effect with the encapsulated flowers and glitter. And then I'm going to have her cure for 60 seconds, and this set is basically done. I'm so excited about this set. It came out really fun and pretty, and this is basically what they ended up looking like. Really fun and bright and just pushing the spring. Right now the weather's not so nice where I am, so it was kind of nice to do these nails. Here's your action shot. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video. Check out all of the videos that I linked in the cards for you. I'm pumping out great content. I'm really excited about it. Like this one if you like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.